Okay, so this is where we review how fractions can, multiplying numbers or fractions by a number or numbers by a fraction can scale numbers up and down, meaning that we can make numbers bigger and smaller by using multiplication, which is weird because we always think of multiplying something as making it bigger. But we've been seeing so many different ways that multiplying can make a number smaller, and mainly that's when we multiply it by a fraction. But does that count for any fraction, or does it depend on the fraction? I hope that you know the answer to that. If you don't, I hope that you'll remember it by the end of this video. So let's complete this together. I'm going to go fast, which means that you'll need to pause as I go. Each fifth grade class collected 4/5 of a can of boxed goods. The fourth graders collected half of that amount. Okay, we're going to draw our 4/5. 1, 2, 3, 4 lines, right? 5 sections, and color in our 4/5. Okay, fourth graders only collected half of that amount. All right, there's our half, and our color is the top bit. And that means if we multiply 4/5 times 1/2, that equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 4/10. Yep, there's 10 total. Okay, let's see how that's different from down here. Each fifth grade class collected 4/5 of a box of canned goods. 1, 2, 3, 4 lines, 5 sections, but we're coloring in 4 of those because it's 4/5. Now we're talking about how they collected twice that amount. Okay, so this is 1 times that amount. Twice would be a whole nother one of those. So what we're going to do is draw that in this box here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to draw a whole nother 4/5. Okay, so here we can see that when you multiplied this fraction by this number, we got a smaller number. 4/10 is smaller than 4/5. But in this case, we're multiplying 4/5 times 2. And remember that when we multiply times a whole number, we can call it 2 ones, because that's what it is, right? So we said 2 times 4/5, that gave us 8/5, right? Out of 5, there are 8/5. And now remember that we need to be able to turn this into an improper fraction or simplify. Actually, you guys, we should have done that up here. We should be practicing simplifying and mixed numbering as we go. So if we look in our columns, we can see that 4 and 10 both fall in the 2's columns. We can divide them both by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So that another way of saying 4/10 is 2/5. Down here, we are never going to call that 8/5. How many times does 5 go into 8? 5 times what equals 8? 5 times nothing equals 8, but 5 times 2 is 10, so that's too big. So we're going to say there's 1. 5 times 1 is 5. And how many are left over? So if we say 8 divided by 5 goes in 1 time. 5 times 1 is 5. How many are left over? 3. Okay, so that becomes 1 3/5. If you don't remember this, then you need to go back to my video on impartial fractions to mixed numbers, and I cover it all there. Okay. Okay, in this case, I've got 4/5 of a box. 1, 2, 3, 4 times 3. All right. I'm going to use my color for this because I'm bored of using my gray. There's 4/5. Okay, 3 classes. 4/5 times 3 looks like this. Right? Okay, we're going to call that 4/5 times 3. And remember, we don't multiply the denominator because it's still fifths, but we can call it 4/5 times 3 ones, right? 3 over 1. So 4 times 3 is 12. 5 times 1 is 5. That's 12/5. Okay, now, how many times does 12 go into 5? 5 times 2 is 10. Let's do that. Okay, how many are left over? 2. So we have 2 whole and 2/5. Again, if you're confused, please go back to that video of mine. Pause if you need to copy these things down, please. Okay. Ryan starts a dog walking business. He promises his neighbors that he will walk each of the dogs a half a mile. His friend Dave walks his dogs 5/6 as far as Ryan. 5/6, that's a fraction. Is it an improper fraction or a regular fraction? It's a regular fraction because the top number is smaller than the bottom number. So we're looking at this times 5/6. So we're talking about 6. So we're dividing this into 6 equal parts. So 5 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. Okay, so Dave, this is 1/6. This is 2/6. This is 3/6. This is 4/6. This is 5/6. We still have that little bit down there on the bottom. 1/2 times 5/6 equals 5/12. And we cannot simplify that. If we look down our columns in our multiplication chart, we can see that those do not appear in the same column. We can't divide them by anything. Okay. Ryan starts a dog walking business. He promises 6 neighbors that he'll walk the dogs 1/4 of a mile. So here's his 6 neighbors. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm doing 3 lines because that's 4 sections, right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so my quarters are, there's 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4. Okay, there's his 6 neighbors. So remember, each of these is 1/4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Each of those is a quarter. So we're actually looking at 1/4 times 6. 1/4 times 6 over 1. That gives us 6 quarters. Okay, that's an improper fraction. We can't have that. 6 divided by 4. 6 divided by 4. How many times does 4 go into 6? 1 time. If we multiply 4 times 2, that gets us too high. That gets us 8. 4 times 1 is 4. Okay, how many are left over? 2. So that equals 1 and 2/4. But look, this is a double whammy. We need to be able to, we can simplify that even more. Well, look at this. We have 1 and 2/4. Can we make that a simple thing? Yep, we can divide them both by 2 if we look down our column. So that equals 1 and 1/2. Okay, next page. All right. Miss McCarthy has 4 pieces of cloth for her quilt. Each piece is 3/5 long. Okay, here's her 4 pieces of cloth. Each piece is 3/5 long. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're doing 4 because we need 5 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm going to use my color. 3/5. 1/5, 2/5, 3/5. That's 1 section. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we have 3 sets of 3/5. Sorry, 4 sets of 3/5. 3/5 times 4 over 1 equals 12/5. Okay, that's true. There are 12/5, but that's more than 1. I know that's more than 1. Look at, we could squish these together. We'd have definitely more than 1. So how many times does 12? Hang on, we had this one before. We did 12 divided by 5 before. Look at that, you guys. Okay, can we copy? 12 divided by 5 goes 2 times 10. What was it? 2 and 2/5. That's true. Look at, imagine if we squish those together. That would be more than 1 for sure. Yeah, more than 2. That makes sense to me. Okay. Benny has 3/4 of a cup of soda. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, that's not equal. I don't like it. 1, 2, 3/4. 3/4, right? And, oop, I gotta use my gray here. There's my 3/4, or there's Benny's 3/4. Keep those lines kind of visible. Oh my gosh, you guys, there we go. There's my 3/4. Fernando has 2/3 as much as him, so we are dividing in 2/3. 1, 2. That's why 2 lines? 3 sections. 1 section, 2 section, 3 sections. Okay, now we use our color. There's 1/3. There's 2/3. Okay, so 3/4 times 2/3. What did that just get us? That got us 6/12. We can simplify that. If we go down our chart, we can see that 6 and 12 both land in the 6 line, right? We can divide each of those by 6. 6 divided by 6 is 1. 12 divided by 6 is 2. Look at that. That's 1/2. That looks like 1/2 to me. I can see that. Okay, now we're on this one where we're trying to find, we have 5 halves as much as. Okay, so Conrad has 1/4 of a cup of soda. Eva has 5 halves as much as him. Okay, there's his quarter. Let's split that into half. Okay, so there's his quarter. Here's 1/2. Here's 2 halves. Well, hang on. We need to keep going. There's more halves than that. We only have 2, so we're going to use these boxes. Okay, another quarter. I'm going to keep going. I don't know how many I'm going to need, so I'm just going to keep drawing. Okay, so she has 5 halves as much as him. Let's look at these halves. Okay, so now here we go. We've got some extra quarters that we can use. 1/2, 2/2, 3 halves, 4 halves, 5 halves of, so each quarter broken into 5, each quarter, if we break a quarter into a half, we have 1/8, 2/8, 3/8. We're going to do that, right? So 1/4 times, so if we say 1/4 times 1/2, that equals 1/8. If we say 1/4 times 5 halves, that gets us how many eighths? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 eighths. Okay. Next page. Let's look for a harder one. Oh, these ones are tricky. Nope, let's pause there. Okay, I think you can do that last one on your own. 2/3, 5 times. Oh, this is tricky though. 2/3, 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Uh-oh, Miss Kebby, what did you do? 5. I needed an extra box. That's my fault. But also, you should know by this page what you're missing here. Okay, so 2/3 times 5 over 1 equals 10/3. Can we keep it that way? No, no, no. How many is 10 divided by 3? I'm going to work up here. 10 divided by 3. How many times does 3 go into 10? 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. I have 1 left over. So that means I have 3 whole and 1/3. Ding, ding. All right, everyone. Thank you for listening.